Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and if you saw my first look video, you noticed that I did get the LG G6 a little bit early to do some coverage on, and I'd like to do a video talking about a new feature, at least to LG devices, which would be it has an IP68 rating, so it is dust and water resistant. The water resistance is up to 1.5 meters at 30 minutes. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and toss this in water, maybe try to use it underwater, just kind of see how it reacts as well. And then, of course, also show off another new feature, wireless charging on the LG G6. Now, to begin, I want to mention that this is not the final retail version of the G6. This is the preview unit that LG had sent over. Now, before I do dip this in water, I want to talk about a couple size comparisons. Now, the LG G6 has a 5.7-inch display. It looks great on the front with that very minimal bezels as well. And to give you an idea of the size of it, along with just kind of the screen size, the S7 Edge has a 5.5-inch display. You'll see the G6 is a little bit larger. However, when you put the two bodies up to each other, let's say, you'll see the S7 Edge might be a little bit taller, just slightly. So very similar sized bodies. However, you'll notice that the LG G6's display is a little bit larger. Now, of course, the iPhone 7 Plus, 5.5-inch display as well, so smaller as well, except the difference between the body size is definitely much different. So take a look at that, a bigger display on the G6, and it's definitely a much smaller body than that on the iPhone 7 Plus. So let's go ahead and get started. So with the G6, it's IP68 water resistant. I'm going to go ahead and just start a quick stopwatch, I guess, and drop it in the water while it's running. So let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see, just drop it right in. The stopwatch is running just fine. This shouldn't be much of an issue. To be honest, with water resistance, I find that I like it a lot when it's raining out and I want to pull my phone out, or sometimes I've accidentally spilled a cup of water or something on the device. So more so accidents than on purpose. So you see, dropping it in seems to be working just fine. Running through. I'm going to give it a little bit more time in the water. I'll be right back. All right, so you'll see I've really had it in the water for a little bit over 5 minutes now, submerged. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of take it out, and you'll see the display, or the screen seems to be working. I can swipe through. The bottom buttons don't seem to be working, though. At least they're not responding for the time being. Oh, there it goes. So it looks like I'm going to need to dry it off first. But before I do dry it off, I'm going to dip it back in, test out this wireless charging while the device is actually wet still. So let's go ahead and do that. Not really a real-world scenario, but it did work. You'll see charging 55% down at the bottom. So wireless charging does work while the device is wet. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it does work just fine. And of course, the LG G6 does have wireless charging just in general. Now next, I want to go ahead and try and use this device while it's underwater. The fingerprint scan is really covered with water, so I should probably dry it off, unlock this device. And here we go. So let's go ahead and open up the camera app. The screen's really not responsive, so what I want to go ahead and do is actually point out that you can use the volume rockers to take a picture. So for whatever reason you want to take a picture underwater, you can go ahead and do so by putting it underwater and just using that volume down or volume up button. Actually, let me try volume up. Volume up seems to work as well, and you'll see that camera roll is filling up with just blue pictures. I'm going to try and take a picture of myself while it's underwater as well. Might get the camera and me, so I went ahead and used the volume down button. It's not going to turn out that well. Obviously, the water's going to affect it, but there's my face from underwater. A little different, but of course, you can go ahead and attempt to take some pictures underwater. If you load up the camera, you can just press that record button, then go ahead and put it under the water, and you can capture some video underwater as well. But good to know that this phone seems to be working just fine. Let me go ahead and completely dry it off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and dried the LG G6 off, and it seems to be working just fine. Camera loads up fine. I can snap some quick pictures. The display seems to be working as well. Very responsive. Back to normal. Now, with that being said, I want to test out one more thing. That'd be the speaker. And keep in mind, I would like to let you guys know that the water will take some time to completely dry out of the device if you accidentally submerge it underwater. But I want to go ahead and test out the speaker. It's probably going to sound pretty muffled at first, so don't think that's a bad thing. It's how it's supposed to be because there's water in there. So let's go and turn this on. And it actually will shoot water out of the speaker just due to the force of the sound. So if I go ahead and submerge it while it's playing the song, you'll hear the water obviously is going to muffle the music. But when I go ahead and pull it out, I want you to make note of the speaker and watch how it just kind of shoots the water out of the speaker. Because it's just kind of sitting in there. So as you can see, it sounds really weird and it shoots water out of it, but don't let that deter you. After a little bit of time, it's going to sound back to normal after that water actually dries. But anyways, that's it for the water test. It passed, seems to work just fine. So I'm actually pretty happy LG did include water resistance on the LG G6. It's just convenient, nice peace of mind little feature. And of course, wireless charging is there as well. So you can go ahead and drop your device on a wireless charger if you'd like to. You see, goes ahead and starts charging. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. More LG G6 coverage to come. Stay tuned. Click that subscribe button as well. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.